hello, hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I am super excited to be here with you guys this morning. I have just like a few things on my heart to share. And I also wanted to open it up for Q&A because I was like, I'm in the mood for Q&A today. Hello, Cassie, Kristen, hello. But first, you guys, I don't know about you, but I saw this at Target yesterday and I was like, oh my God, I need this. And I am a sucker for like quality branding. I don't know if you agree, but I saw this. It says neroli, ylang ylang, and eucalyptus incense burner set. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, okay, the packaging is pretty. I don't make money from this, but the packaging is pretty. And it comes with like 50 incense sticks. And it comes with this little metal stand. And I lit it this morning, and if you can see the smoke coming off of it, it smells like heaven. Hello, Kaylee, Trish, and Sarah. Welcome. Hello. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, ladies. Look at this. Like, oh my God, it smells so good. So anyway, there's my little random tidbit that I just burned myself with because I wasn't looking. Ow. Okay. We can't make this shit up. This is live video. So that being said, hello, and Alexis is here. Hello, hello. I'm so happy to see you guys here. How is everyone this morning? How's your Wednesday? How are you feeling? How's your day? What's going on? Who has questions? Because I'm going to start riffing, but then I would love to hear because I'm here to hang out. I'm here to connect with you. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to add value for you. I'm here to answer the questions that you might have. Like, what questions do you have on really anything? Life, mindset, energy, sex, sexuality, relationships, intimacy, business, success, money. Like, what are your questions? Ow, that really hurt. Feminine embodiment, right? We just had the masterclass. Ooh, who watched the feminine embodiment masterclass? I don't know if those who are here, I don't know if I remember hearing from you guys specifically on it. I got quite a few messages from those of you who did, who said it was life-changing. Like Justina. Hello, Justina. Welcome. You said you loved the masterclass. So how are you guys? Like, what's going on with you? How can I serve you? How can I add value to your life today? How can I help in any single way? I also want to remind you, we start the Activate Masterminds tonight, and we have 2 spots left. 2 spots left inside the Activate Mastermind. Holy freaking moly, I can't even believe I'm saying that. Super excited to get started tonight. So if you've been thinking about it, now's your time. We are running out of time. And if your soul is calling you to it, I'd love to be able to welcome you in and get you into the group chat because the group chat energy is already really fantastic. The women are already serving and helping each other in there and supporting each other. And we're also obsessed with gifts. So if you're obsessed with gifts and that's how you communicate and voice message, then we would love to have you in the group. You'll be a beautiful fit. So Kaylee says, I'm on maternity leave, so I'm just hanging with baby. I'm having a little hard time loving my body after this baby. Like, how do I get back to where I was before, if I can ask? Totally. Beautiful question. So Kaylee, this is a great question. And I want to ask you, when you say, how do I get back to where I was before? Was it the confidence that you had before in your body? Was it the love you had for your body? Or was it like the actual physical body? Like, I would have to know a little bit more if you are open to sharing of like what's shifted for you, right? Like, are you someone who generally had a lot of confidence, felt good in your body, felt proud of your body? Or have you struggled with your body your whole life? Has it been kind of a sore spot where you felt good, but then, you know, you have really bad days or whatever it might look like? Let's dive into that for sure. Justina, I so wish I could, but next time. Yes. Okay, totally. We can't wait to have you in Activate next time. Hello, everyone just hopping on. Teresa and Danielle and Felicia and another Danielle are here. All of the Danielles. Good morning, ladies. So Kaylee says the confidence and the love. Good morning, Amber. Hi, how are you? Okay, so guys, if you're just hopping on, feel free to share any questions you have in the comments. I'm going to be here for about probably 45 minutes to an hour today answering questions. So if you guys have anything, please let me know. But as far as the love and the confidence, Kaylee, so first of all, it is realizing what you just did. You created a human in your body, gave it life and nourished it for 9 months, birthed a human, and now you have a kid. That's freaking badass and powerful, if you ask me. Like, you just created a human life inside of your body. Like, what? What just happened, right? It's like realizing in the awe that we are of our bodies, of like, oh my God, like I did this. And that confidence and that empowerment can boost for sure. And then it's giving yourself lots of grace and love and compassion. Like, especially if you're on maternity leave, I would assume you very recently had the baby. Be graceful and gentle and compassionate with yourself right now. You just birthed a human. Now it's like, okay, taking care of baby, but now take care of mom as well. And what do you need for yourself to feel the love and the grace and the compassion, knowing that it's a journey and it's a process, right? Owning the fact that it might take you a little bit to get back there. It's not like just a one and done, here's the perfect answer. It's a process, and loving yourself through it. And when there's the hard moments, they're just opportunities for healing. When there's the days where you just want to cry in front of the mirror, cry, release it, feel it. Those are healing opportunities. So often we're like, I just want to feel confident and amazing and good all of the time. But that's not life. There are moments of contrast where we feel the lower frequencies and we feel the non-confidence and we feel the hatred and the self-deprecation towards ourselves, right? That happens. That's being a human. So it's in those moments where it's asking ourselves, like, hands on your belly, deep breathing of like, what do I need right now? Right? Like, what do I need right now? What is my soul asking of me right now? What can I do to nurture myself right now? What can I do to love myself right now? And do exactly that. And over time, you will build that confidence back up, regardless of what the physical looks like. But a huge part of it is going to be connecting to your soul, connecting to your body, getting into your body, and really also giving yourself credit and celebration of what you just did and how powerful and incredible that is. I would also say, if you're open to it, I'm launching my program Embody again, which is all about body image and body positivity. That will be launched again later this month. We'll be running it in like June and July. It's a 6-week program. I'd love to have you join us for that as well. Who else has questions? Beautiful question, and congratulations, Justina, or not Justina, Kaylee. Absolutely. So exciting. Babies. All the babies. Okay, so as you guys keep sharing questions, I really wanted to talk about, oh shit, where did it go? Here it is. Okay, so I want to take you on a little journey. So cheesy. But I really want you to tune into your soul right now, like hands on your belly, right? And just start taking some deep breaths, right? If you're at my house, you smell the neroli and the ylang ylang and the eucalyptus, and it smells like heaven, it smells divine. But just take in some deep, deep, deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Anchoring in wherever you are to this exact moment, anchoring into the present, anchoring into the gratitude, anchoring into the stillness and the peace that you feel as you breathe with your eyes closed, so that you're not distracted by what's happening in the external and the physical realm, but you're really tapping into your body and your soul. I want you to continue breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Every time you breathe out, maybe it's loud breath, maybe it's forced breath, maybe it's intense, maybe it's sound, maybe it's anything that's trying to come out of you. So often we're almost afraid of our own voice. We're almost afraid of our own power, where we kind of stifle it or we silence it or we keep it in. But right now, I just want you to, whatever's trying to come through as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, let it out. Right? Whatever it might be. Maybe it's a roar like a lion, or maybe it's just a simple moan, or maybe it's a ooh, maybe it's some kind of vowel. Like, what is it that's trying to come from you? Or maybe it's just breath. Maybe it's really intense breath. And just noticing, like, what is trying to leave your body right now? What is trying to release, right? This beautiful moment and opportunity for healing. Being really in tune with what is asking to leave, what no longer serves me, what no longer is feeling good for me. The truth of the matter is that our natural state is love and abundance and power and worthiness and value. We matter. We all have a specific purpose here on this planet, and we are love. We absolutely are in our purest form. At the core of who every single one of us is this love and this light, power and worthiness. We're enough just as we are in this exact moment. And I want you to release and get rid of anything that's no longer serving you, anything that's trying to keep you from that core of who you are. Maybe it's stresses or anxieties or fears or doubts or limiting beliefs or things that happened yesterday, or things that you're not letting go of, or shit from your past, or things that are just causing you to feel heavy and bogged down and not tapped into your brilliance, into your magic. So as you breathe in, I want you to think that you're breathing in more love, and you're breathing in more light, and you're breathing in this like warm, golden, white light that's melting everything away. This warm light that rushes in and it races over your entire body. It courses through your veins. It's covering your entire body, just wrapping you in this warmth and this feeling of being held, knowing that you are enough and you are worthy and you are perfect. You're abundant, you are light, you are power, you are radiant, you are worthy of receiving and of pleasure, and just noticing all of this feeling as you breathe this in, truly with like the utmost belief in yourself, even if you think I'm cuckoo right now, breathing it in, feeling what that would feel like in your body in this moment, and breathing out anything that does not align with that. Anything that does not align with that. And just keep breathing, okay? Notice how you feel. Notice what's happening in your body. Notice the tension that's dissipating, the tightness that's releasing, the heaviness that's kind of turning into like little molecules and dissipating as well. Feel your body, feel your skin. What do you smell? What do you hear? What do you feel? Anchoring into this moment, into this present moment, realizing that you are love in physical form. You are divinity in form. You are sacred, and you are powerful, and you are worthy exactly as you are. You are abundance. And when you're ready, breathing in and out one more time, you can open your eyes. And how do you feel? Hello, everyone hopping on. Hello, Jeanette. Hello, hello. Kaylee says, very true. I need to realize I can do that for myself. Baby just takes so much. I'll do that. Thank you. Absolutely. It's like, I like to think of it too in those moments. And as we're finishing up this breath work, how are you feeling? Body realization check. How do you feel in your body? That was super random, but my soul was calling me to do that. So I'm glad we started off with that. But how are you feeling? Notice how you feel in your body, both before we started and then after. Notice what's coming up for you, and just start getting in touch with our body. So often we're like, I'm busy and I'm good and I'm fine and whatever. I want you to drop into how your body feels right now. Feminine embodiment, people. Feminine embodiment, knowing, connecting to our bodies, knowing what it's telling us all of the time, right? So that being said, Kaylee, that's super, super, super important that you give yourself grace and compassion during this, for sure. And even though I know that babies take so much time, but even taking that 5 minutes for yourself and thinking that your sweet baby is looking at you as the example. You have the opportunity to set such a beautiful example for your child, right? For all of our children, our nieces, our nephews, we have the opportunity, and through our action, through who we're being, is how we model for them. It's not in what we say. It's not even really in what we do. It's in how we're being. And so if I'm confident and I'm in my power and I'm healing myself and I'm loving myself and I'm giving myself grace, I'm giving them permission, and I'm showing them what it means to be a woman in my feminine embodiment. I'm showing them what it's like to be someone who loves themselves, and that's the permission that we're giving to them then as they grow up, and that's what they're seeing, right? Because even think about what you saw growing up. And there's no shame or no judgment to parents. Our parents were doing the best that they could with what they knew based on what their parents were doing, right? It's like, it's all just passed down from generation to generation, but you have the opportunity to change it in this exact moment, right now, moving forward. You have the opportunity to shift things, to parent the way that you wished you would have been parented. And knowing that we're still going to fuck kids up. I mean, there's only so much, because kids have their own perception. They have their own karmic agreements. They have their own lessons that they need to learn. So I know for my parents, they did the best that they could with what they had. And there were still things that I need to heal today. It's part of the human process. It's not their problem or their fault necessarily. I take ownership and responsibility over it. It was my perception of it. And I've had to do a lot of healing work. But I know if I was ever to become a mother, I truly, truly know that there are certain things that I would do differently, not because they did it wrong, but because I have done so much healing in myself that I'm like, how can I help save them from a little bit more of the pain that I've experienced? Does that make sense? It's not trying to be a perfect parent. It's just dropping into our bodies, connecting with ourselves, and being that certain energy, being that certain powerful, being that certain thing that we wish that we would have had growing up. It's the same reason why when we do inner child work and I take you back to I just did this with a client the other day, take you back to your inner child and you're giving her whatever it is that you needed. If she's like turned around like in a corner crying and it's like damp and cold, this is how my inner child was. I had to go to her and give her whatever it is that she needed that I never got. Not because my parents are bad. I have a beautiful relationship with my parents. I'm so grateful for them. I had an amazing childhood. But there were certain things that, especially with my perception and the lessons I needed to learn, that I had to experience, right? Michelle, hello, goddess. So good to see you. All right, let's see. So Justina says, with that exercise you just did, why in the hell couldn't I get in touch with my body or just connect from within? So it could be a few different things. I mean, is this something that you do? Like, how do you feel about your connection to your body in general? How do you, like, do you have a self-pleasure practice? Not from the simple fact of, like, getting myself off, but from, like, a sensual, slow presence and true deep inner connection with yourself. Do you, when you work out, do you feel the way that your body moves? Are you connected to your body? When you ask your soul a question, do you lead with what your soul wants, or do you lead with the logic of what your physical is saying in the moment? You know, do you take showers and rush through them, or do you take baths or showers and go slow and feel the way that your skin feels? Right? Like, how is your natural connection with your body would be the first question that I would ask. And then also realizing there's nothing wrong with you. There's just some different icebergs that we have to melt. That's all. Like, we're all in different places, right? In our feminine embodiment journey, in our human journey, in our healing journey. We're all in different spots. And it doesn't mean it's a hierarchy. It's not like, oh, well, you're farther along than she is and she's farther behind than you are. Like, we all have our specific journey that we're here. We all knew coming into this lifetime exactly what we were signing up for. We know what it's going to look like. So it's realizing I can't fuck this up even if I try. I can't do this wrong. And there's not a right way of doing it. And it's not like, we were just talking about this in my healing class last night. Like, everyone was asking, like, so I feel this, am I healing? And I feel this, and like, am I doing this right? And am I doing this right? And like, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? Like, what if there's no right or wrong? What if it's just what you're feeling? And if you're not feeling, that's a sign that your body's giving you of like, we're not getting there. Do this more. Keep sinking deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into it. Getting into connection with your body and feeling is something that I absolutely work with my clients on, because it's something that so many of us are detached from. We've never actually slowed down enough, or we've never thought it was safe enough or okay enough to connect to our bodies in this way. Let's see, I'm usually in my head. 100%, that's exactly it then. I am good at taking time and feeling into a shower or tapping into my senses. Beautiful. Okay. So being in your head, which makes so much sense of like why you couldn't get there, because you were in your head about it. So it's like, what are you feeling in your body? Like, if you can't fully get in touch of like, I'm in my body. Like, for example, if I'm all in my head during sex, I'm going to drop into my body by starting to really feel into what am I feeling? Like, okay, this feels good. Okay, I really like it there. Okay, I have the chills now, or I have goosebumps, or I'm feeling like really cold all of a sudden, or I'm feeling really warm all of a sudden, like starting to just become aware of body realizations. What am I feeling? Even if at first it was like one thing of just like, this feels good. Drop into your body. This feels good. Okay, lead with that. Let my pleasure guide me. Let my desire guide me. This feels good. This feels good. This feels good. Like, okay. And then starting to kind of name what it was that I was feeling and really being able to name the sensation and where it was. Or if I'm feeling anxiety, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling anxious. Perfect. Okay, where am I feeling it? Is it in my chest? Is my chest really heavy? And am I like, oh my God, it's like hard to breathe and it feels like an elephant is sitting on me? Or am I feeling it in my stomach? Am I constipated? And I'm really like all twisted and turned up in there. Okay, body realization, like sending love to it, like literally picturing love. We're all such powerful healers. Radiating love to your chest, radiating love to your stomach, like feeling the healing power that we have through our thoughts and our feelings and the shift, asking, okay, so it's in my chest, it's really heavy. Okay, how heavy is it on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, it's like a 7. I'm like kind of freaking out. I'm like almost on a full-blown panic attack. Okay, it's heavy. Perfect. Okay, where is this rooted? What is this trying to tell me? What's going on? What triggered this? Going back, like walking through the steps and like picking it apart piece by piece and letting it melt. When we bring things to the surface, like I am feeling X, it starts to lose its heaviness because it's in the light. Right? And we're able to move through it. Like our body's always trying to tell us something, but we're just very out of touch with it. So yeah, maybe it's because I feel like I'm doing it wrong. Right. So that is the piece where it's like, if we're thinking, okay, I'm doing this wrong, we're disconnecting. We're back in our head about it. We're back in the logical. All of this work that I do, it's why it's hard to explain when I write and when I go live. And I'm hoping you guys are getting things from it. Obviously you are, you're here. Hi, I'm so happy. But it's a difficult thing to explain because it's like a trust and a belief that you have to have in the unknown and in kind of the magic of it and the energy of it versus here's the logical. I'm going to help you make $10,000 in 5 days. And here's your tangibles that you're going to get. And here's your 10-step to-do list of here's your perfect strategy. Go. That's not how I work because I actually don't believe in that because how one person made $10,000 in 5 days is very different than how your soul is going to have you make $10,000 in 5 days. Two different things. You need to get in touch with your body, need to learn to listen to your soul, learning to trust yourself, be self-empowered like Michelle just said, so that you know your exact soul strategy. You know exactly what your soul is guiding you to do. You can hear it clear as day, or you see it clear as day, or you feel it clear as day, whether you're clairvoyant or clairaudient, right? Seeing it or hearing it, or clairsentient or claircognizant if I just know or I feel it. We all have these gifts, but we're looking on the outside to try to find the perfect strategy or the perfect to-do list or the perfect instruction manual versus trusting ourselves. And especially when it comes to connection with your body, it's going to look different for all of us. And it's a practice over and over and over again. When we feel like we're doing it wrong, there's no judgment there. Oh my God, I've been there so many times. But it's like, okay, I can't fuck this up. What's going on? Okay, I'm in my head. What's needing to be worked through right now? I'm feeling like I'm doing this wrong. Okay, I see you, thought. I see you, limiting belief. Like, let's move you through, right? And like starting to do this work with yourself over and over and over again. Rewiring our brain. Abso-freaking-lutely. Totally. So Alexis says, agreed, Justina. I can feel my showers and can sit in the water for like a half hour, but I find it hard to connect to my soul. I just started doing the exercises that she is doing though too. Totally. So Alexis, first of all, I'm excited because you're in the Activate Mastermind. And we're working one-on-one together. So we're definitely going to work on this and it's going to be really freaking powerful. But it's like, it's going to, I like to think of it as, think about how many years we've been ignoring our soul and then told that like, that's not a thing. And like, we need to just go with like what makes sense or with the logical or whatever. We've had so many years. So it's going to take time. Yes, we can collapse time, but it's going to take time. So be gentle with yourself through your process. Not like, what the fuck, soul? What's going on? And like punching it and being like, beating him up because he's not telling you what to do. It's like, okay, I know that it's in there and I just can't hear it yet. And I can't feel it yet. I literally just had like an aha moment about this. I've been doing this work for 5 years. Now, granted, I love to help people collapse time and I don't ever want it to take you 5 years. But like my specific journey has been over the course of 5 years in the personal development world. And I always thought I can't hear my soul. I don't know what it's saying. I don't know. I don't know how to feel it. I don't know what's going on. And I started diving into it deeper and deeper over even the last year and a half or so. And I just had this aha moment the other day that I was like, oh my God, I can feel it. I like actually really feel it in the depths of me. Like, this is what I have to do. And I don't like it, but it's what my soul is calling me to do. And I need to trust that, knowing that I'm always being guided. And I was able to make a decision in a fucking split second. And I teach this with my clients, like trusting your womb intuition versus like your gut is going to be your fight, flight, or freeze. Your gut is in the fear. It's in the primal. It's in like the survival instinct of like, I need to protect myself. So it's going to usually lead to fear, which makes sense. Don't go down a dark alley. Or don't get chased by a lion, run, whatever it might be. That's important. But when it comes to making like soul decisions, it's in our womb intuition. So it's like hands on your lower belly, deep breathing, or hand on your pussy, like even on the outside of your clothes, just feeling into it. Ask a yes or no question or ask for guidance and feel into it. And you're going to start to sharpen your sense, your like sixth sense of sorts, of actually being able to tap into that. We all have it. Been on autopilot for too long, Justina said. Exactly. 95% of the time we're operating in our subconscious, our unconscious. Think about how that's creating the life that we do or don't want versus consciously, literally over and over and over again, consciously choosing again, consciously doing the healing work, consciously saying, this isn't working for me. What am I going to do differently? And choosing and deciding and tapping into our bodies. And over time, we're going to rewire what's happening on autopilot. Justina says, okay, so take the senses to the next level and become aware of how I feel. Totally. So it's not just like, okay, check off and I used to do this. I was like, okay, so she says take a bath and go slow about it. And I'd bring my phone to the bath or whatever. I'd read or something. It's like in the stillness and in the silence. So I would always try to like, okay, well, I'm listening to all these podcasts and I'm reading all these books and I'm always doing something like, and I still can't hear it because I wasn't creating space to hear it. I was doing it because I should and because someone said I had to. I was doing it in a way of like, okay, still like it was okay, days of rest, but I'm just going to Netflix binge all the day, the whole day, which I still do that sometimes if my soul needs it. But it's not every single time I rest, it's not turning something on because that's getting me out of my soul again. That's putting me back in my head of consuming versus creating space and what's coming through me. So it's creating stillness and space for the healing. Okay, Alexis says, LOL, my man tells me all the time I'm impatient and persistent. I'm like all or nothing right now. I need to learn to chill and trust the process. And that's just it. It's like, why are we in such a hurry? Right? And of course, like, yeah, I would love $1 million right now. But that's not how it works, And if you got $1 million right now because you want it to happen right now, chances are you wouldn't be ready for it. And so you'd either spend it all or it would disappear or it would cause more anxiety. Like you're always given what your soul is telling you it's ready for. So then when you do make the $1 million, because you've done the healing work, you make the $1 million and you're able to invest it wisely and you're able to, do this with it and you're able to have this plan with it and you're able, like, right? Like it's all about what's going on in our soul that's then manifesting in the physical. Hello, Lisa. Good morning. Justina says I'm all or nothing too, Alexis. Need to learn to slow down. Totally. So it's like maybe even asking yourself, why are you afraid of slowing down? Like, why are you avoiding slowing down? And if we're living life through our senses, we should be moving slowly because the very smell of a flower or the grass outside is going to stop you for a second and be like, oh, that smells really good. Or the simple taste of like when, a piece of banana bread hits your tongue and you're like, oh my God. And you like pause and you're like, reveling in the moment of just like, oh my God, this tastes so good, right? Or you're in the shower and instead of just sitting there and like, okay, I can sit there like unconsciously and like just feel the water on me. It's like, how does that feel? And how does like, if I move this way and it hits in this spot, how does that feel? And like watching the slowness of the trickling of water on your skin and like truly feeling it every single drop. You have to slow down in order to fully live in your senses. Unfortunately, I'm like that with men too, LOL. I'm impatient. And if I don't hear from them in like, I'm like, okay, fine, you're not interested, LOL, next. Right, like there's some truth to, like, you know, if a man is into you, like, he's gonna pursue you, but it's also like, are you cock blocking the universe by like trying to make it in your timing versus trusting the process? I'm all about having a plan and like having goals and having desires like 100 times over, absolutely. But there's also a really beautiful piece in dancing with divine timing and dancing with the greater picture of I'm always guided to exactly what I'm ready for. And I have no fear, right? I mean, there's fears that creep in the human, but like I don't have fear in my soul. My soul doesn't know fear. My soul just knows that it always knows the way. And that we're always held and supported and guided. And that when that man comes or when that money comes or when XYZ happens, like it's all happening in perfect timing, and it's going to be like wilder than my, you know, biggest dreams. And it's going to be so worth the wait. Right? Ooh, interesting. Right? Super fascinating, right? Does anyone else have questions? I don't know what's happening with my hair today. There's a lot happening. Does anyone have questions? Questiones? Cock blocking the universe. Yeah. Cock blocking the universe. It's a thing. Like, by trying to play God. Are you trying to play God by being like, oh, I read this book one time and the man didn't call me back the very first second. So like, he's done, I'm done, bye. When really, like, maybe he was making banana bread and he had his parents in town, and so then he's going to call you the next day. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, don't try to play God. And I say that with so much love because I used to do this as well. I'm a very big recovering control freak. And I would try to play God. It's like, why the fuck, God, isn't it happening now? Like, what's going on? And I had to lean into where was my healing still needing to be done that I haven't gotten to the thing that I wanted, whether it was the clients or the money or the sex or whatever it might have been. And it's like, you know, in this state of like, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? But then also, where are my healing opportunities here? Why don't I have what I want yet? If I can have it all and I can attract it all, where within me am I not believing that I'm worthy of it? Or where am I actually afraid of it? Right? If maybe thinking about past relationships, have you been hurt before? Are you like even on an unconscious level thinking, I'm just going to get fucked over again, so why even try? So then it's like in the logical, you're like, oh, he didn't call me back in 24 hours. But unconsciously, in the 95% of the memory part of your brain, it's telling you, well, you're going to get hurt anyway, so whatever. And so then you're making excuses, Alexis. Justine, I love you guys. Right? So like super fascinating. Start really kind of tapping into that of like, what is this trying to tell me? Because it's all, everything in the physical is just a reflection of what's happening on the internal. When your soul is ready for the perfect man, he will be there. When your soul is ready, and not that like we don't have to work, like you know, meet people, like do things, and like, you know, even creating a perfect list of like all the things you want your perfect man to have. And obviously we're flexible with what the universe has, because I mean, sometimes our ego can get into play there and all of that. That's a whole nother story for another time. But like still doing your part, but a lot of our part is healing. It's not always in like the perfect strategy, right? Because our soul knows our perfect strategy. Yeah, I know, I'm still trying to pinpoint where I need to heal. So then how do you heal which part? So then how do you heal that? Tell me which part you're referring to. Yes, okay. So does anyone else have questions? I know there's still a few of you here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to share with you guys today. I do want you to think about hitting a refresh button, right? Hitting a refresh button. So often we get so caught up in like all the things that haven't worked for us, or we get caught up in all of the shit, or we get caught up in like the exhaustion of like, I'm just exhausted by this. I'm just like so over it. I'm so done with it. And we kind of end up staying there because that we almost find comfort in the discomfort because it's comfortable, it's known, we can expect it, that we forget that we have the opportunity to press a refresh button. We have the opportunity to decide to do things differently. We have the refresh button to be able to hit it, and it repowers us, and it shifts us. And yes, there's healing involved. It's not necessarily like a red power button where you can like turn it back on and it like reboots itself completely. The rebooting, the part of it is doing the healing work and doing the inner work, but you never have to stay where you are. If something isn't working for you, what are you going to do differently? Who are you going to be differently? I want you to think about who you're becoming. When you hit this refresh button, knowing that we all have access to it, I've had my fair share of shit handed to me on a silver platter in my life, and I still intentionally choose my life every single day. I consciously co-create with Source to create the life that I want. I was just listening to an episode of a podcast this morning with Tony Robbins, and he was talking about, he was like, I was so fascinated by human psychology because there's these people who were given everything and they do great things, but then there are people that were given everything and they don't do great things. And then there's these people who go through shit and back and they endure this awful shit in their life, like Oprah, and then they become fucking Oprah. And he was like, I was just so curious about like the different things that people choose because we all have the choice. It doesn't matter what you've been handed. It doesn't matter what you haven't been handed. It doesn't matter how much money is in the bank. It doesn't matter, you know, what this says. Like it just matters what you're feeling in your body. That's why feminine embodiment work is so important, because you hold the keys, you hold the codes to unlock what it is that you want. I don't have them. Justina doesn't have them for you. Alexis doesn't have them for you. You have them. Stop seeking externally and the perfect strategy and the perfect XYZ and start trusting yourself. You have the strategy. If your body says rest, rest. If your body says fucking go live and rant about something because you're fired up right now, go live. If you're feeling called to create something, create something. If you're feeling called to heal something, heal something. You know what your next best step is. But we're letting the logic and the fear and the comfort in the discomfort and the chaos and the overwhelm stop us from having what it is that we want. Giving our power away to, my car broke down, my car has the power. Or, you know, my man left me, so my man has all the power, and now I'm nothing, and now I'm just left here. Like, what are you giving your power to externally that is actually disempowering you in your form? You have the power. Take it back. If you don't like it, fucking change it. Stop bitching about it and do something about it. Be something about it. What has to shift if this is a pattern for you? I've had this happen in my life. Oh my God, I love you so much, Autumn. Hi. Hello, Katie Rose. So good to see you. P.S. If Rose is your middle name, I don't know if it's part of your first name, but if it's your middle name, my middle name is Rose as well, right? Forget about that. So here for it. So basically, do something differently. Become someone different. And I'm saying this to anyone who's feeling anything in their soul, like, okay, I need to shift something. Pick one tiny little baby step to put one foot in front of the other. I know that it's scary. I know that it's a lot. I know that it's probably freaking you out. I can share the podcast with Tony if you want to listen to it. But you have to show up for your life. Life isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. What are you going to do with it? You have the power. Nothing has access to your power unless you allow it. Seal that shit up and go back inside yourself and take your next step. Now, for some of you, that's joining me in the Activate Mastermind. For a lot of you, it's not, and that's okay. There's 2 spots left. But I want to ask you, who are you going to be in this decision? Who are you going to show up to be in this? You can make an empowering decision one of 2 ways. You can make an empowered decision. I'm in my power and I'm saying no. And I'm saying no because something in my body is telling me now is not the right. I can't fully get there. Trust that. You can say no to any opportunity or anything ever and still be in your power. However, if you are choosing to say no because you're in fear or scarcity or lack or doubt or overanalyzing or the logic behind all of it, be mindful of that. That's a disempowered no, which is something that we have the opportunity to heal. And maybe you don't want to, and that's okay. You do you. Like, I'm not here to force you or convince you. But then you can also say an empowered yes of, okay, I'm afraid. And logically, this doesn't make sense, but something in my body is like, fucking do this. Trust that. But there can also be a disempowered yes. A disempowered yes is going to be, I'm doing this from guilt, or I'm doing this in, well, I feel like I have to and I should, and like I feel bad, and so I'm going to do this because like I, you know, or doing it from a place of like, Olivia's going to fix all my problems. That's also disempowered because I don't have the power, you have the power. So there's two different sides to saying yes or no to an investment. You get to decide. You know what's best for you. I had a client the other day that was like, well, you know, I'm going on and on, a potential client, and she was talking about some things financially, and I was like, listen, I'm not your banker. I'm not your financial advisor. I just know that you know what's best for you. And if it's not this right now, that's okay. But make it from a place of a powerful no of like, okay, I'm in my power, and no, I can't do it right now. Something in me is like stopping me from this, versus like, okay, I'm just really afraid, and so I'm not going to do it, or I'm going to do it because I feel guilty. Like, do you see the differences in the yeses and the nos? Trust yourself. Your soul, the last two people joining Activate, your soul already knows. You know who I'm talking to. Those of you who it's not for, I love you. That's okay. It doesn't change how much I love you. It doesn't change how successful you can be. I don't have all the keys. You have the keys. I just hold the space in this container to help you uncover your keys, to have that healing happen, right? Justina says, #push reset. Yes, hit the refresh button. Oh my God, yes, Queen. Katie Rose says, yes. You hold the key, trust yourself, 100%. Totally. Autumn, I love you too. Time to refresh today, Justina says, yeah, change it, right? Like, you hold the power. Katie says that so many people need to hear this message. I'm so happy. Yay. I'm so happy. It's just trusting yourself. Don't wait for a little bit of an out. Don't wait for like an easy excuse to hold on to. Trust yourself. I'm calling you out because I love you. Empower yourself. Be an empowered person making an empowered decision. Let this be your first opportunity, whether you're saying yes or no. Let this be your first opportunity to be empowered in this, right? We attract based on the energy that we show up with. So if I'm showing up for an investment from empowerment, I attract empowered buyers to myself. If I show up disempowered and like desperation, lack, scarcity, fear, like saying no to the things that my soul is calling me to, I attract people who have a lot of excuses, who are also disempowered, who maybe have like unhealthy codependency or boundary issues or different things. That's who I attract. Just talked to my client about this morning. We were talking about that. Like, I can launch something from fear, desperation, scarcity, sells nothing. I can launch something from like an overflow of I'm just so excited and so passionate about something and my soul is calling me to it, and it sells out. Both sides. Like, the energy is felt. Your energy is everything. You can't fake it. You can't pretend. It's happening, right? So Sina says, love you too. Needed to hear this today. Yes. Okay, I'm so happy. Does anyone else have a final question before we wrap up? I know Justina was saying before, like, well, how do you heal that? Okay, like I believe I mentioned to you before, I've been ghosted time and time again. Right, so how do you heal that is I would go into, there's a million places we could go with this. This is like a whole client session, because there's so many things that I would ask you about. But when something is mirrored back to you, it's like, where within yourself do you not feel like you're worthy of it, or you're not ready for it, or, okay, I'm just going to attract it and it's going to happen again? And how can you start to love yourself through it? How can you start to give yourself what you need, right? Like doing this breath work, breathing into it, feeling it in your womb space, and like, okay, this has happened. Like, where am I taking ownership and responsibility on my end? Not all of it is like our fault. That's not what I'm saying, but we're creating everything. So it's like, I've created these situations where within myself, maybe it's like your inner child. Maybe she doesn't feel worthy of love, right? Going to her in your meditation, in your breath work, and seeing her and giving her what it is that you needed, that you didn't get. Holding her, making sure she knows that she's worthy, that she's safe, that she's held, that she's supported, that she's loved. Letting her know, like, I'm so sorry that I left you, but I'll never leave you again. I'm here for you, right? And giving her whatever it is that you didn't need, that's like reflecting in your here and now. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Whew, got fired up there. Oh, I'm excited. So, Activate Mastermind, 2 spots open. We start tonight. Let me know if I'm speaking to you. message me. We can get you in. I'm super freaking excited. We already have the group chat open, and it's incredible already. If you love gifts, then you'll definitely love this group because we're all about the gifts and we're all about the celebration and the wins that are already happening. So make sure to message me if you want to be a part of that. I'm waiting to hear back Justina's reply. Make sure she's good. And then I'll see you guys tonight on the call, the Activate call. If you have questions, let me know. Okay, maybe it's going to take too long. Maybe I'll just have to look after it's posted. So thank you guys for being here today. It's 11:01, so here for it. I love you. I see you. I thank you for spending your time with me over the last 45 minutes. I will see you guys soon. Have the most amazing day, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye, guys.